What are predatory journals and their impact on patients? Research is a way to answer questions we do not have the answers to. When a researcher has finished their project, they typically publish their research findings in medical journals. There are many legitimate journals, but some journals are not. These fake medical journals are called predatory journals. They often take advantage of a publishing model where researchers pay money so that the article can be available to anyone to read without them needing to pay. This is called open access. It means that the articles in predatory journals are easily accessible to patients and the public and can be used in making health decisions. Consider the following real-life example from a team member at the Center for Journalology. A few years ago, a patient was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. After surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation treatments were exhausted, their family began searching for innovative and unconventional treatment options. Several journal articles were easily found through a web search. They showed that chelation therapy, a delicate therapy used to remove heavy metal blood toxicity, would be an alternative but highly effective form of therapy. They didn't know it at the time, but these articles were in predatory journals. Reading the articles led to an appointment at a clinic that performed chelation therapy on patients. At this clinic, there were patients with medical concerns like diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, heart disease, and various cancers. The clinic promised a high success rate of curing the almost certainly fatal disease, but at the cost of thousands of dollars. Fortunately, the family were educated about the threat of predatory journals and were able to provide advice to the patient to counter the misinformation about this treatment. Based on this experience, it is obvious that families desperate to change the outcomes of cruel and unfair illnesses are willing to believe in false or unproven therapies using information presented in predatory journals. This affects the quality of healthcare, patient outcomes, and has devastating social impacts, financial repercussions, and reduces trust in science and medical institutions. Predatory journals have a number of features. First, they don't complete the usual quality checks and peer review. Researchers often pay money or an article processing charge to publish their accepted article. This money is used to pay for the journal's operations and the copy editing of the article. Predatory journals often charge researchers these article processing fees even though they do not follow best publishing practices. Consider this paper, which was published in a predatory journal indicating that treatment with hydroxychloroquine, a highly publicized but ineffective treatment for COVID-19, was associated with lower odds of scooter accidents. The content of the article was not verified. This manuscript was a joke, and the names of the authors were made up. It illustrates that some predatory journals will publish anything to make money from the article processing charge. While this example may be a bit comical, the threat is serious. Predatory journals also convey unclear or misleading information in their journals or websites and often copy the look and feel of well-known, legitimate journals. Predatory journals are misrepresenting themselves. Here you can see an example of a logo found on a predatory journal's website. Elsevier is an established information and analytics company that publishes many high-quality, well-known journals like The Lancet and online databases like Scopus. On the right, you will see Elixir, a predatory journal that is attempting to copy the look and feel of Elsevier to persuade readers that they are a legitimate journal. Another example is the Directory of Open Access Journals, a legitimate online database providing access to open access journals, and the American Journal of Drug Delivery, an authentic academic journal. In contrast, the predatory journals are using similar designs, colors, and layouts in attempts to deceive others into thinking they are true academic journals. Finally, predatory journals use aggressive practices to invite researchers to publish. Although we cannot observe this directly, even patient partners, people with lived experience with a condition who are part of research teams, involved in research are approached by predatory journals and receive unsolicited emails requesting that they write or publish in a predatory journal. This is an example of an invitation sent to a patient partner involved in a health research project. The predatory journal used flattery to entice the person to submit an article and incorrectly addressed her as Dr. Prue. In addition to asking her to submit the journal, they also invited the patient partner to be part of the editorial board. The patient partner has received at least 5 invitations to publish in this journal. Knowing what we know now about predatory journals, what does this mean for patients and the public? More and more, patients are using the internet to access health information. Predatory journals can easily be found using a simple Google search. This means that patients might unintentionally read work that looks like a proper peer-reviewed journal article, but the usual quality checks weren't done. Patients also contribute countless hours, mostly volunteer hours, as participants in health research projects, often because they want to advance health research. If the results of these studies are published in predatory journals, these contributions are not properly recognized or available to other researchers. Scientific knowledge builds on the work of other scientists, and if it is not available in an authentic journal, the contributions of patients may not be recognized and be wasted. It is getting more difficult to find good health information. There is an abundance of misinformation and misleading news, making it difficult to access and determine what information we can trust. This problem also extends to how we access health information and manage our health. Publishing distorted or fake results in predatory journals only compounds the problem and affects how we perceive and trust in health and research institutions. This is why we are engaging patients and the public in identifying solutions to predatory journals. These perspectives are important to address the growing threat of predatory journals.